Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me Shel Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. On a firm footing, the Nifty at 23,460, a 60 point of an uptick can be seen. So we are off the low point of the day for sure. The sectors that are doing well in trade are autos that have driven to the top gear now and in the fastest lane, 1.4% higher. Consumer durables up by 1%. Broader markets in fine fettle, 1% higher for the mid caps. The small cap index about 0.8% up in trade. The Nifty next 50 up 1.5. You have financials, oil and gas, PSU banks, and the infra basket also doing well. Barring the IT and the media index, rest of the sectors are all up and about. The top movers on the Nifty include stocks like M&M, Adani Ports, Shriram Finance, SBI Life, Titan as the top movers on the Nifty. However, on the downside, you have TCS, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, L&T, HCL Tech, Infosys. So a large part of the IT names that have slipped into the lower trade right now. Good afternoon, Shel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And Sakshi, two important things. I think for a change, we will have a close above 23,400 today. Now I'm just hoping and I'm praying that this is true, and if the gods are kind, above 50,000 on Nifty Bank. Now with these two things in the background, I'd like to point out one very interesting trend, which is that nobody in the market is interested in Nifty and Nifty Bank. Zero volume, right? And it's a rare occurrence that the top 5 traded counters on BSE 500 are all, top 6 are all defense stocks. So Mazgaon Dock 4,200 crores, Hindustan Aeronautics 2,900 crores, Cochin Shipyard 2,100 crores, BEML 1,900 crores, BEL and GRSE 16 and 1,700 crores respectively. HDFC Bank comes at 7th spot with just 1,400 crores worth of transaction. So you know where the action is. This is all the pre-budget lineup, and very interestingly, today there is a competition between Mazgaon Dock and BEML. Both of them want to check out which stock will hit 20% first, and they are identically placed, 16.2% on Mazgaon and 16.4% on BEML. So the action, ladies and gentlemen, clearly is on the pre-budget rally that is taking place, and it's taking place in style. Look at how railways are moving. We track 22 different railway counters, and out of 22, Sakshi, about 18 are in the green. A lot of bearing makers such as Timken India are at record highs. A very strong move coming into the PSU railway pack. You have RITES 3.5% higher. You have a very strong move coming into TexRail 1% higher, RailTel 0.5% higher. So the mood and the underlying commitment to cash counters is doing phenomenally well. I can't remember a day when the top 6 players in the Nifty 500 in terms of volume were defense players, and 7th is a Nifty stock, 8th is also a defense counter. Sakshi.
Well, that is an interesting trend right there. We do have our guests now joining in, so let's welcome in our guests now. Nilesh Jain, AVP Technical Research of Centrum Broking, is now with us. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh. Thank you so much for taking the time out. You tell us, how are you finding the trends on the charts as far as the Nifty and the Nifty Bank are concerned, right ahead of the long weekend? Where are we going to be ending this day, and what next for the next week then?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Absolutely. So today's move is certainly giving more confidence since it is trading well above its 23,400 mark. In last 4 consecutive sessions, we saw there was a constant selling pressure near about 23,400 levels. And since that level has been taken off decisively, I think the upside seems to be have opened up for 23,600 to 23,800 for the coming week. And since we have a truncated week in the coming week, so the data shows that the range for the Nifty looks like 23,300 on the lower side will act as a major support zone, and upside may extend further towards 23,600 to 23,800. Now we are getting more confidence because the volatility index India week which is constantly moving in the lower highs and lower low trajectory. And currently, it is in the very much comfort zone below 13 levels, and a further drop from here will definitely provide more comfort to the bulls. Now, on the other hand, Bank Nifty, which was laggard from past 4 to 5 consecutive sessions, today, if at all it closes above 50,000 mark, that will be considered as a good close for the Bank Nifty in the spot levels. Post then, we might see a short covering towards 50,300 to 50,500 for the coming week. Overall, comparatively, Bank Nifty from a risk and reward point of view looks more comfortable. 49,600 should be the stop loss, and 50,300 and 50,600 could be the potential upside target.
Okay, so that's the Nifty and the Nifty Bank strategy. Nilesh, now give us your two stocks where you're keeping an eye out on.
Right, Sakshi. So, first of all, Cummins India, this particular counter looks very strong on the chart. Constantly, we have witnessed a strong move in this particular counter today with a good volume activity, as well as even if you look at on derivative front, close to 6% fresh OI addition can be seen. So, good long build-up is happening here. The upside seems to be open up for 3940 to 4000 kind of levels can be seen. Stop loss should be placed below 3800. Yeah, another stock that is looking positive is Titan. So again, it has given a good consolidation breakout, first of all, from a 1.5 month consolidation range. And on the upside, 3560 to 3600 could be the short-term target for Titan. Stop loss can be placed below 3485.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's now take a detour in the broader markets. Sakshi, another interesting data on the Nifty. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow. This is something that we were talking about.
So these are, things that Sakshi, yes, these are things that Sakshi and I keep ourselves occupied with, and I'm hoping, like I said, to have a close above 23,400 today. Hopefully this will work out. The stock that has started to move, Sakshi, is Indus Towers, and this is backed by two important developments. Remember, Indus Towers has a shareholding from Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea in turn owes 10,000 crore rupees as outstanding payment to Indus Towers. Because of improved financial situation, Vodafone Idea just placed 2,500 crores worth of shares with two vendors, which is Ericsson and Nokia. So there are expectations in the market that some of those 2,500 crore rupees would be used to partly pay off the outstanding revenue that Indus Towers has from Vodafone Idea. Let's get in touch with Nilesh and find out his view on Indus Towers. Nilesh, to you.
So the structure is basically indicating some consolidation in last almost 2 months now. Good part is that in last couple of trading sessions, the stock is trading well above its 50-day moving average, and today as well, it has witnessed a rebound from the same. So first of all, strict stop loss should be placed below 338 for the long position. We expect some follow-up move towards 355 to 360. Now 360 is again going to act as an immediate resistance zone. So yes, at current level, the structure looks positive for upside move towards 355 to 360.
Okay, fair point. And Sakshi, you had mentioned Eicher Motors. I think we are going to have a change of digit in Eicher. We're now at 4935. So somewhere next week, we'll see 5,000 on this one. Just as in next week, I hope to see 10,000 on Bajaj Auto and 10,000 on Oracle Finance. Welcome to a very strong, young, vibrant and exciting bull market. Lots of interesting stocks are well past, retail shareholders' ability to buy them in bulk. But, we are in the business of price points, and that is what we start to tell you. Very, very exciting days, Sakshi. So maybe Eicher is something that one can look at. Better rural demand and good monsoon means that a lot of bullet bikes come on rural roads. क्या लगता है आपको नीलेश जी, आयशा मोटर्स?
So overall, Nifty auto index as a whole looks very strong. Constantly, we are witnessing a height and habit of formation, as well as it is hitting all-time highs as well. So within this space, two specific counter that I'm liking at current level as well. One is Aicha Motor. For the target price, as you have already mentioned, it is getting ready to cross 5,000 mark. It is likely to cross that milestone and inch towards 5,200 as well. So that's the target we are expecting from a shorter point of view. 4840 should be the stop loss for the long position. Apart from that, Mahindra and Mahindra, this is another stock that is also is in an uptrend. I would say it's in a secular uptrend and constantly hitting all-time high as well. So upside target for M&M is looks like it is heading towards 3,000 to 3,100. Stop loss can be placed below 2860.
Okay, so staying within the auto space itself, there is a news that is now coming in, and that is something that we've also highlighted for all our viewers on our channel much earlier in advance, and now there is finally coming in more clarity. I'm talking about the upcoming Hyundai IPO. Remember, we were the first to tell you that Hyundai IPO could be coming in by this Diwali. Now it seems like with the action progressing, it could be even earlier. Hyundai is, as per the Reuters report in front of me, is looking to dilute a stake of 17.5% in the India entity, that is Hyundai India, and the company now plans to be raising about $2.5 billion to about $3 billion. This is as per the Reuters report, and the DRHP could be filed just within a couple of days, or maybe by tonight, that we get to know some more details on that front as well. Remember, Hyundai is the second biggest car maker in India behind Maruti Suzuki, and this could well mean exciting times for the auto space right ahead as well. Let's ask you, Nilesh, of course, what this opportunity will bring in is something that we can ask fundamental experts who track this space closely. But, auto space as a whole, you did talk about a few stocks. Two-wheeler names, how are you really looking at?
So within two-wheeler space, the one particular stock that is looking positive is Bajaj Auto. So this particular counter today as well, we have witnessed a good move in this particular counter. Apart from that, we are witnessing some amount of short covering. The stock, I think it is heading towards 10,200 to 10,300 kind of mark. 9,800 should be the stop loss for the long position. So as mentioned, Nifty auto index as a whole looks strong on the chart, and constantly we are witnessing a new all-time high in this particular sector. So as far as sector is concerned, 26,000 is the next level that we are expecting it to hit by the coming week. 25,600 is the immediate support for Nifty Auto Index. So within this space, we spoke about Eicher Motor, Bajaj Auto, and apart from that, also Ashok Leyland. This particular counter is also looking positive. So as a whole, I think yes, Nifty Auto should be on radar for the coming week.
Okay, got that. So that's the entire auto space for you. What about the auto ancillaries? Are you also looking at those? We were talking about it in the morning trade as well. So stocks like Timken, Schaeffler, SKF, they're again buzzing. So SKF in front of me is about 10.5% higher. Timken was on the up move again. I think our morning guest was also highlighting, I think Kiran highlighted NRB bearings as one of his top choices. Which stock would you go with when it comes to auto ancillaries like bearing makers?
So within bearing maker space, so these two stocks specifically we are liking the most. One is SKF India. This particular counter is in an uncharted territory right now, but the structure is looking very strong. If at all we see any dip towards 6,600 to 6,500, so that can be a good buying opportunity, keeping stop loss below 6,300. The stock still has a potential to move towards 7,300 to 7,500 kind of figure on the upside. Apart from that, NRB bearing is another stock. So this particular counter, it has a very good setup since it is trading well above its short-term and long-term moving averages. It is forming a good base. Now, at current level, the risk and reward also looks favorable. So stop loss will be placed below 320, and it can touch the levels of 350 to 360 in the short run. And another stock that you have just pointed out, that is Timken in India. So this counter, I think it has already moved up sharply. So better avoid taking any long position at current level and rather wait for some dip towards 4400. The upsides still seem to be open for 5000 kind of levels.
Okay, Sakshi, let's discuss a very important day today. You've mentioned Hyundai, and I have sent a very, very interesting screen to you on our common chat. Exactly 21 years ago, Maruti's IPO opened.
Wow.
This was on 12th of June. And
Okay.
these are, this is how the universe works. And 21 years ago, Maruti was floated at a price of 125 rupees, face value 5. And exactly today, I think Maruti is trading at, if I'm not mistaken, 12,500. Just a moment, let me just check this. 12,864. So in a span of 21 years, Sakshi, it's just 100 bagger, nothing much. And the reason why I distinctly remember going to the press conference of Maruti and listening to Mr. Uday Kotak. Kotak Securities was the front lead manager discussing this, and life comes a full circle. Hyundai will be listed maybe by Diwali. So it's been a great ride. 100 bagger in 21 years is not bad at all. No stock splits, no bonuses, but a great ride. And I distinctly remember the stock got listed at 140 rupees. So
Wow.
a fabulous journey, and I think it was subscribed by about 4-5 times. The amount raised was 1,000 crores, 993 to be precise. So those lovely days are back, and I'm now hoping that Korean giants like LG India and Samsung India will also be listed.
Yeah.
Seeing Hyundai's example, Hyundai is actually again a 25-year-old company in India, and it's a blue chip that will be listed, and honestly I look forward to it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there in front of the screen for you, Sakshi. Lucky day today.
Absolutely, very interesting, and of course we will be keeping an eye out on this one. This will be perhaps, after a long haul, the biggest IPO in the auto space that we will be witnessing, and of course the second largest car maker that could be coming in. So very interesting times ahead for the auto space as well. Let's again look at some of the other spaces that are looking interesting beyond the auto space today. Adani Ports, I wanted to just pull up this counter, 1428 right now, 1.7% higher. What do you see in the charts of Adani Ports, Nilesh, today?
So Sakshi, this particular counter within Adani Group, it looks more stable, and we can go long, yes, at current level as well. The structure looks positive for upside move to continue towards 1500 plus. At current level, the stop loss comes around 1395. So within Adani pack, I think Adani Port can be bought at current level. The other Adani stock, that is Adani Enterprise, it has a similar structure, but it is slightly more volatile. So keep a strict stop loss below 3200. We can expect a follow-up move in Adani Enterprise as well towards 3350 to 3400.
Okay, got it. One more PSU counter that I wanted to discuss with you, Nilesh, is LIC. What a strong move today, 6.7% higher. The stock is hovering at 1069 odd levels. LIC, after a long haul again, it's again back into the action, and this is after the IRDAI has been reporting some changes in the norms as well. So the entire space is in the move. Of course, apart from it, SBI Life is also up and about, HDFC Life is in up and about as well, but LIC is definitely driving the move. How are you looking at the charts of this one, Nilesh?
So Sakshi, overall, all the insurance stocks are doing well in last few trading session. Specifically LIC, if you look at, I think it is heading towards its all-time high mark of 1150 plus. So at current level, although it is up 6%, but I think it is better to buy in a staggered manner. The stock is trading well above its 50-day moving average, so that is placed at 983. So that should be the stop loss for the long position. So at current level, although the risk and reward is not favorable, that's why we are suggesting to buy in a staggered manner. The upside target from position point of view comes around 1150 to 1200.
Okay.
Sakshi, we'll take a detour into the paper space.
Yeah.
You remember we had marked the sector, and again, exactly like sugar, single digit PE, absolutely under-owned. No one cares about paper stocks. Everybody is into PSUs and especially defense PSUs. Look at JK Paper today. This is one of the finest paper stocks in the industry. This is 9% higher, and one of those rare stocks that have a very strong balance sheet and is doing phenomenally well. It was at 352 rupees on June 5th, now at 486. It's just a blowout, just hit a record high today itself. To you, Nileshji, what it says, and then we'll discuss another favorite, which is West Coast Paper. That is also at 677. It's crossed its 200-day DMA today. Nileshji.
So yes, JK Paper, if you look at the weekly chart of this particular counter, it has given a multi-year breakout. So it has also crossed its August 22 highs, and multiple resistance were placed at 445, 450 kind of levels. So that has been taken off decisively. I think from here, looking at the price and volume breakout, I think it is heading towards 550 to 600 kind of mark from a short to medium term point of view. So at current level, although it's up 8.5%, but I think it can still be added at current level, and buy in multiple tranches, keep a stop loss below 455. The stock still has the potential to test 550 to 600.
That's interesting. Would you also look at West Coast Paper, please?
Yes, West Coast Paper, I think comparatively the stock is having a better risk and reward at current level. The moment it breaks 700, there will be another round of buying that will open upside towards 750 to 780. So yes, at current level as well, it can be bought, keeping in mind that one should have a time horizon of 3 to 4 months kind of time frame. The stop loss should be placed below 635, and upside may extend towards 750 to 800 as well.
Okay, and Sakshi, here is the most critical part that I was telling you. Even at a record high, the PE for JK Paper is 9.4. The price to book is 1.63, and till very recently, before June 5th, JK Paper was trading below its 5-year price to book. So this is the deep value that immensely good profit making companies bring to the table, while everybody is running after the segments that we've discussed so often. Here is a company where trailing 12 months revenue earnings are 1,121 crores, revenue is 6,600 crores, and market capitalization is just 8,200 crores. So till about June 5th, actually the market cap was below sales. So there are parts of the market, an immensely profitable part of the markets, which are completely ignored by traders, investors, and perhaps JK Paper is one of them. Sakshi.
Okay, so that's the entire momentum trade that's taking place. Apart from this, let's again revisit the entire defense pack. Of course, we've been discussing the heavyweight counters, many of them highlighted by Shell also in the initial trade, in the initial part of the conversation. Paras Defense is now 20% higher. It's at a 20% upper circuit. So very strong move could be seen in this one. PTC Industries is at 14,761. There's an 18% jump on this. BEML is 16% higher in trade. Mazagon Dock is 13% higher in trade today. And a whole host of other stocks that are pulling up, but these are the heaviest movers or the biggest movers in trade within the defense pack. Let's ask Nilesh, where is he keeping his focus in this fresh defense move that we are getting to see? And this is right after I did a special show also in today that this is right after Rajnath Singh, after assuming office, he's decided that he wants to take defense exports to a target of 50,000 odd crore rupees till FY28, FY29, till about next 3 years odd or so, from current 21,000 odd crore rupees. This is annual target for the defense sector. And of course, there are going to be several meetings that he's going to be chairing with respect to more indigenization and make in India within the defense pack. And there's this very strong move unfolding.
So, Sakshi, within defense space, I think there is one stock that still has a potential to move further up from here, that is HAL. So HAL previously it hit a record high of somewhere around 5,400 plus. So now from here, I think it can move towards 5,500 as well. So at current level, one can go long in HAL, keeping stop loss below 5,100. And on the upside, it can test the levels of 5,500 as well. And apart from that, other stocks like Majgaon Dog, VDL, Paras Defense that we have already highlighted. So all these stocks are up 15 to 20% kind of move today. We have already witnessed. So it's not advisable to chase this kind of move after such kind of a spurt that we have already seen. So better wait for a bad day to buy these stocks. And at current level, I think there is still potential in the HAL for 5,500 plus kind of target.
Okay, got that. Very strong move across the defense space, and we'll continue to keep an eye out on this one as well. Well, thank you so much, Nilesh, for being with us on this show and helping our viewers understand all the stocks and strategies that you have suggested. Truly appreciate your presence. We'll also welcome viewers now. Another guest of ours who's joining in, Brijesh Singh, is now with us, Senior Technical Analyst at Stock Axis. Welcome to you, Brijesh. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Your sense of how are you really looking at momentum play across the markets, be it the defense space, bearing makers, we've discussed paper stocks, sugar stocks. A lot of these subsectors are rising like, probably never before. What is within this momentum?
So good afternoon, Sakshi. The overall trend of the market looked positive, and and the best part was the market Nifty as well as the bank Nifty both were been consolidating and near the resistance zone. They were not consolidating near the support zone. So that was the one first part, and 23,000 or what do I say 23,100 still it was been holding on, and it had not been broken. Now resistance part, if we check our 23,450 to 23,500 was been acting as a resistance, and as I said, it was been trading near the resistance zone or consolidating near the resistance zone. It looked like now we might break this resistance zone and we might head towards the higher side. The resistance would be 23,800 to watch, followed by 24,200. As support, we have discussed 23,100 and 23,300 would be the level to watch on the downside for the Nifty has been considered. Bank Nifty, if I talk about, then the Bank Nifty support would be 49,600 to 49,800 mark, and if 600 breaks, then the 49,100 would be coming in the play. Whereas resistance has been considered 50,800 to 50,950 would be the level to watch for the Bank Nifty has been considered. So overall trend look positive, and as you have said, auto, defense, paper stocks all are moving up there, but they are all cyclic, but auto is not a cyclic. So if long back we have studies, when the auto sector moves up, all things follow ups in it. So if it's good for the economy, it's been considered.
It's actually a record high on the markets, 23,489, 88 points higher, and this is without the IT sector clicking into the space. Primarily the gains are on account of Reliance at day's high. I have Reliance trading at 29.55. Let's look at the contributors to the index, which are at the moment the top two, which is HDFC Bank and Reliance. The index itself is up 85 points. Reliance is contributing 22 out of that 85. HDFC Bank is contributing 18. M&M, absolutely no stopping there, contributing 16 points. I think next week you'll have a digit change in M&M as well. It should go past 3,000. And what are the stocks that are not contributing to Nifty's rally? It's TCS and Infosys, as also SBI and L&T, nothing to be worried about. I don't think so we'll be lucky enough to get a close above 23,500 today, because the call writer on the weekly and the monthly options chain of Nifty is very, very strong. Let's hope that he's now getting terrified and he will unwind his calls. But for the moment, let's presume that over the next 26 minutes, the Nifty remains above 23,450 and closes with gains. Let's at the same time look at stocks within the Nifty that have hit all-time highs. These are usual suspects that we've been talking about: Eicher Motors, M&M, Bajaj Auto, Hero Motors. तो मतलब आप ये समझिए ना कि सारे तो टू व्हीलर चल रहे हैं, और you have Grasim, Cipla and Shriram Finance. So 4 plus 3, 7 Nifty stocks are at a record high. Let's see how many of them are at a record high in Nifty 100. About 18 of them. New names are ABB, Siemens, Motherson Sumi, TVS Motors, you have Ambuja Cement, Torrent Pharma, and of course, how can I forget Bosch Limited. Sakshi.
Absolutely. So that's the entire move. Let's get you, Brijesh, to tell us where do you see the Nifty headed now? Already at a record high. Where are the next levels?
So, Sakshi, as we have discussed, Nifty, I am looking promising. First of all, for the Nifty point of view, it's been considered 23,500 was a resistance band, and it's been trying to touch across that level. So, overall trend is still looking positive. 23,670 to 23,700 would be the first hurdle of the Nifty has been considered, or precisely if we push little bit, then 23,800 would be coming in the play. But I feel immediately for the next week it's been considered, then 23,670 to 23,700 we should look out as a resistance zone. Any closing above that, then the next level to watch would be 24,200 mark. So I feel like we are slowly inching towards that psychological mark of 24,000.
Okay, got it. Let's again see where are we getting the big moves now within the markets. I think it's the Nifty Next 50 which is throwing up a lot of opportunity for investors, 1.5% higher for this index. So ABB India, LIC, Siemens, ICICI Lombard, Trent, Samvardhan Motherson, Varun Beverages. These are the kind of stocks which are in the Nifty Next 50 list that are moving up in trade. Even Zydus Life Sciences, Avenue Supermarts is back in action, Ambuja Cements, we've been discussing the cement space of late. Those are the kind of stocks that are buzzing. And how are you looking at the cement space by any chance, Brijesh? And have you looked at the opportunities that it has thrown in today across the mid and the small cap spaces also? Several of the stocks giving some sharp moves.
See, cement has been considered, last time also we have spoken, and I have tell regarding with ACC or Ambuja or Ultratech. I'm talking about the large cap stocks. So I told you Ultratech is still looking fine, and it has a potential to move further on the higher side. I don't know, I think if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 Monday it was 10,900 around or 700 around it was, and after that it has moved up. Now it has been quoting at 11,200 or 250. Still, potential wise, risk reward wise, Ultratech Cement is a nice bet. Now, right now 11,250 to 11,000, one can take a buy call in it or a buy sell in it with a stop loss of say 10,600, and first hurdle would be 11,700 or 11,750, and any closing above that, then the next level would be 12,500. So purely Ultratech Cement would be a fair bit for the large cap has been considered in the cement sector.
Okay.
Sakshi, we look at some old favorites in the NBFC space. Canfin Homes. This is just shown 4 block deals, and this looks interesting. Remember, the home finance theme is also buzzing because of that 3 crore new homes that the government of India now plans to construct in Modi 3.0, and it's the PSU led housing finance companies that have done a phenomenal uptick over the last 2 or 3 trading sessions, in particular PNB housing, but for the moment Canfin buzzing at about 835. I think if you look at volumes, it's about 72 crores and it's done an uptick of 2.4%. What are the charts telling you, sir, on Canfin Homes?
So Sally, first of all, the chart is been promising, and no doubt what you have talked is absolutely right. Regarding with the volume, the stock then moved up. 836 is a level it's been trading. For very short term trading, it's been considered one can take a buy call at the present rate, or any trade above 840 also would be it would be giving a strong indication of moving on the higher side, with keeping a stop loss of 810. And the higher side level would be 885 to 890, and second level to what would be 920. So ideally for a couple of days is been considered. So if one look for that, say 2 to 3 days time frame, Canfin is looking promising with a stop loss of 810, and the target would be 885 to 890.
Okay, and it's actually the all-time high on Canfin is 860. No, my apologies. It's 908, which we saw in 25th June 2003. My apologies, 2023. So that's a bit off, but nevertheless, the transaction is on its way up. And of course, today's first pick by Mayuresh was LIC Housing Finance. That is also something that can be seen at the moment, 731. And it's also buzzing with gains. The percentage rise on LIC housing today is 1.6%, and I believe this will be a record high. Just let me check. Almost a record high, which is 794 intraday. Still off. Brijesh ji, LIC housing.
So if I talk about the LIC housing daily chart as well as a weekly chart, both are been trading with higher tops and higher bottom formation. It's a cyclic in a uptrend. 731 the stock has been trading, and previous month high has also been broken. That previous month high was 688. So it has, that thing would be acting as a support. Suppose someone wants to play for the buy side, then keeping that thing should be the stop loss. It's no doubt it's a little bit on the deeper side, but LIC has a tendency of moving sharp upside and downside. So 688 or 685 would be the stop loss. Resistance wise, or the target wise, if we talk about, it has a minor resistance of 820. Then the next level or the would be 910. So ideally for a 1 week or 2 week time frame has been considered. 910, 920 would be the ideal target for LIC has been considered, with a stop loss of 685. Present rate can be used for a buying purpose.
Okay, so that's the housing finance names as well, moving up sharply, a strong momentum being built up there. Let's again look at some of the other big buzzers. Auto space, Brijesh, for you, where exactly are you keeping your focus? Are you looking at the two-wheelers like Aisha, or are you looking at the four-wheelers, traditional Maruti, Tata Motors itself, or is a rural theme really coming in strong for you, M&M, Ashok Leyland? How are you really looking at this entire basket right now?
So few stocks are promising. We can divide that into a two-wheeler and a four-wheeler is been considered. If I talk about where the buying is been seeing or the interest has been there, then definitely in four-wheeler has been considered. Then Mahindra would be coming in the play. 2,927 around the stock has been trading. Stop loss lies at 2830 or 28.40 where the support has been there. So immediately that would be the stop loss. And stock is been on a daily chart as well as the weekly, it's moving up, and the move is with the increase in the volume. So that indicate the strength in the counter. Higher side, I would be looking at 3100 as a first level. It has more level to go. 3500 around also, but ideally for a 1 week, 2 week or a 2 week time frame, 3100 should be watched with the stop loss of the 2820 to 2840. Ashok Leyland has sharply moved up, and it can further move upside. Previous week high, previous week month high also has been broken. 240 around the stock has been trading. Stock has a support at 232. If it doesn't breaks, then it can move up to the level of 253 to 255. And definitely Eicher Motor chart in all of the three, if I discuss, Eicher Motor chart is looking much more promising. It has a potential to go to 5250. One can take a buy call in it with a stop loss of 4,750. So if someone wants to play in all the three, then I would be saying Eicher Motor chart is much more promising than all of three has been considered.
Okay, Eicher Motors charts are much more promising than the other auto counters at this point in time, and 5,250 could be the next target that viewers can be really looking at right now. Consumer durables wanted to discuss with you, Brijesh. This entire basket, especially stocks like Dixon Technologies, they are in a sharp up move from last few days. Again, it's at 11,240 odd level now. Of course, it's a very high ticket item that I'm asking you, but you know, of course, that's leading the entire move. So Blue Star, Titan, Voltas, now all of these are also picking up pace, but it's led by Dixon. What's the kind of expectation?
So if I talk about Dixon Technology, the rally has already started from way down. If we look the charts, you know, from when the stock was been quoting at 2,620. If we look at the weekly charts, you know, in the month of April 2023, it has made a curve, you know, parabolic curve, we say in technical terminology. So it has moved that way, and the curve is moving with the volume. So I always consider volume. You know, the volume should always be considered when we are looking on the technical front. It's been quoted. So volume has been increasing, the price has been increasing. No doubt, still the stream is being left in it. But the thing is that we should keep a strict stop loss. The support lies way little bit down, 10,400 around. So if someone wants to play for a buy side in Dixon, then one should keep a stop loss of 10,400, and as a target is considered, then I would be saying 12,350 to 12,500 would be the level to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 3:16, 14 minutes left. There is enough probability that we'll have a record closing high today above 23,400 for the Nifty. That's a very, very big plus. I was also hopeful that you'll see a record close on the Nifty Bank too above 50,000. Let's see that happens or not, but for the moment it looks good, and the breadth in the market as far as the indices are concerned is also better. We have about 1260 stocks in the green, 884 in the red. Business Today tracks 19 indices for you. Out of 19, only 2 are in the red, 1 IT, the other media. That's not an issue at all. What's really interesting is that the mid cap 100 index is up 1%. The small cap 100 index is also about 0.75% higher. And in this week, when the Nifty has done nothing except consolidating, it's the small cap index and the mid cap index that have run up about 4.5% each. It goes on to show how the broader breadth of the market is extremely bullish, even though indices, which is the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, haven't done much. And why they haven't done much? Because in the previous week, the Nifty was up 720 points. It's getting absorbed, and it was a consolidating week. Most likely, you'll see from Tuesday onwards a fresh start that is going to come into the Nifty only for 2 reasons. HDFC Bank above 1600 and Reliance taking it away, days high 29.58, it's up about 1%. So these are the broader things that are happening in the market. The list of record highs keeps on getting better and better. It's primarily driven by the auto two-wheeler space, a vast swath of capital goods like ABB, Siemens, Schaeffler, SKF India, and of course defense, of course railways. So the run up to the budget has started, ladies and gentlemen. It's most likely slated on July 8th. Everything, whether it's agri, sugar, paper, fertilizer, PSUs, within PSUs, railways and defense are all screaming towards either fresh 52-week highs or record highs. Sakshi.
Okay, got that. So that's the entire defense move. Let's again see what else we can pick out for Brijesh. Realty. Let's look at this one as well. Real estate sector, no let up. And again, we are seeing stocks like Prestige Estates, Phoenix Mills, Macrotech sharply higher in trade today, up 1%, 3% up move that can be seen all across the board. And like housing finance theme that we've been discussing, of course, it's the real estate space that will also be a beneficiary. Anything that looks exciting to you, Brijesh, on the charts as far as the real estate space is concerned?
So if I talk about the real estate, two stocks are looking promising. Number one is Loda, Microtech developer, is been considered. Stock still has the potential to go to 1700 plus mark. Previous month high, previous week high has been crossed very easily, and with the significant increase in the volume. 1480 is a support level of Macrotech developer or Loda, if we say. If it doesn't break, then one can take a buy call on it, play for the target of 1700, 1725. And if I talk about Prestige state, then on a dip one can take a buy call, not at the present rate, and I'm looking somewhere around 1880 to 1890 on level. If it trades at this level, then one can take a buy call in it with a stop loss of 1770 and then play for the target of 2125. So Prestige state would be buy on dip strategy, but Loda immediately one can take a buy call in it.
Okay, so that is the real estate play. Let's also look at Vodafone Idea again, which Shell you had pointed out earlier in the morning. Again, there is news that probably Vodafone is looking to exit its entire stake in Indus Towers, and that has probably led to this sharp spike on Vodafone Idea again. The stock is up by about 4.5% right now, so 16.7 currently, and the news is such that it is going to be probably, exiting its stake in Indus Towers, and that's why even Indus Towers was also up and about. Let's look at that one as well, since you had mentioned. So let's check both these stocks and check with Brijesh, how is he looking at this telecom development. Brijesh, to you.
Okay, so if I talk about the idea has been considered, no doubt, few days back, all the Birla stock had moved up, whether that be AB Capital, AB Infra, Ultratech, and even the Vodafone was been there. And Vodafone right now has been trading above the resistance mark. That resistance was 16 rupees, and now it has been 16.75. So till it's been trading about 15 rupees 50 paisa, nothing to worry about. The trend look promising for the buyer is been considered. The level where the supply can be seen is 18 rupees to 18 rupees 30 odd paisa. So ultimately that would be the first level where the idea would be taking a halt, and if that thing has been surpassed, then 19 would be coming in the place. So I would be saying 18 to 18 rupees 30 paisa one should look out. Regarding Indus Tower has been considered, so the trend is not that much promising. No doubt it has been consolidating, but it has to give closing above 360 mark to move further upside. So if it doesn't break that 360 mark, then what I feel is that it would be consolidating in the range of 320 on the downside, followed by 360 on the higher side. And if this time has been passed, then it would be good for the stock, and then we can see a sharp upside on the higher side. So still more time is left in Indus Tower to break that level of 360. I think it would be in the consolidation zone.
Okay, Sakshi, Vodafone Telecommunications India, which is classified as a promoter, owns about 3.1% of Indus Towers, and Indus Towers has a market capitalization of 92,000 crore rupees.
Okay.
Now I'm sure Vodafone holds a larger stake, but the names that are given are slightly, these are not sort of clear to me whether which one is the promoter, but let's just presume that at least 3% is owned by Vodafone Telecommunications. So 3% of 92 would be somewhere like 2,700 crore rupees, provided this transaction goes through. And that is again something that will be added to the positive side of Vodafone Idea, because that is again money that is coming in, and that is again money that can be used either to pay off debtors or to pay off excessive debt. So keep Vodafone Idea in your radar. This is something that is doing all the right things, checking all the right boxes to come back on track. It's still a long haul, and it's still a long time away when sanity will return to the balance sheet of corporate of Vodafone Idea. Nevertheless, it's a great story to be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope we can see 7, 8 as well, but it's a 5 paisa tick on the Nifty. That's where the Nifty is hovering. So I think in 6 minutes, unless there is a catastrophe, and I hope it is not, we'll have a close above 23,400, a record high. And what else is buzzing the entire energy space? JSW Energy. I'm marking unusual stocks because we barely discussed them. There is Titan 1.7% higher at 35.33. What else is buzzing? We've discussed LIC Housing Finance. Okay, Trent. I think Trent will be at a record high. I remember just 3 days ago there was this annual general meeting of Trent India, which talked about opening 30 new West Side stores for Sakshi, and 200 more Zudio stores for people who want to spend less money. So that's how it is, a record high 52.73, and the good times are rolling. So actually a lot of Tata stocks are doing very well. Titan 35.25, 1.75% higher. So that's how the weekend is about to begin. Remember, Monday is a holiday. Sakshi and I will be meeting you on Tuesday. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Well, just about 4 minutes to go. Let me quickly eke out one more view from Brijesh before we let him go. Healthcare stocks and hospital stocks, is there a momentum trade here that you are looking at? I can see Fortis and Max both up and about buzzing in trade. Anything within this space that you are looking at?
So usually I have taken out the 40s as a buy pick of mine, when it was trading at 4.99 at 3 o'clock around.
Okay.
Definitely it's on the buy side. Volume breakout has been seen today. One can take a buy call in it. Stop loss would be your 485, and the ideal target would be 525 followed by 550. This 550 level can be achieved in a week or in a couple of week times.
All right. With that, thank you so much, Brijesh, for being with us on this very special edition, sharing your views across the sectors and stocks that you've shared, and of course the strategy on the Nifty. Just about 2.5 minutes to go for the markets to shut shop. We're still holding up above that 23,450 mark. Let's hope that stays 60 points higher on the Nifty right now. Across the board, across the sectors, there is a positive bias, barring the IT space, which is down by about 1%. Rest of the sectors, they're all up in the green. In autos, now at the top spot, 1.2% higher in trade. Of course, led by Aisha, M&M, those kind of stocks. And of course, apart from this, you have Shriram Finance, Titan, Cipla, Adani Ports. These are the top order of stocks that are moving the Nifty right now. On the downside, you have Tech Mahindra, TCS, Wipro, HCL, all of those IT names that are dragging right now. But within the broader markets, Nifty Next 50 is doing well, 1.5% higher. Mid caps are up by 1%. Small caps also up in about half odd percent, or about 0.6% odd. Realty, metals, financial services, the other spaces that are doing well. PSU index is up by 0.8%, led by LIC, which we've taken a view on. Oil India, BEL, Steel Authority, REC, HAL, BPCL, PFC, GAIL. This is the order of stocks that are doing well within the PSU basket. Broader markets, again, the gainers from the defense space include Paras Defense and PTC Industries, which are doing very well, and BEML, of course. Along with it, several other stocks, Mazagon, of course. GE Power is up by 13.3%, DCX Systems is up by 13%, Kaya Limited is up 13%. You have SKF India, which we've discussed. Popular Vehicles is up 11%. Axis Cades, Jayant Agro. You have India Nippon, let's discuss JK Paper is up, India Hume Pipes. That's the entire buzzing list of stocks that are doing very well in the broader markets right now. But just a minute to remain. Anything else, Shell, that you'd like to highlight?
Yes, Sakshi, I have very good weekend plans. I would like to highlight them, but then they are in the public domain, in the private domain. We'll avoid that. But like I said, a good close after 4 days of very hard work. Remember, each day we went above 23,400. We touched 23,450. We touched 23,489. And we would always come down very sharply, but today the close is 23,453. That's a very, very big plus. And next week we'll hope for the main indices, which is the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, which have consolidated all through this week, to start rallying further in the run up to the budget, which, ladies and gentlemen, is on July 22nd. Sakshi, that's all from my end.
Right, so we have a close above 23,450, 55 points higher in trade on the Nifty, 33 points higher on the Nifty Bank, just short of that 50,000 mark. That could not be sustained. Let's hope that happens next week now. 0.3% of an uptick on the Nifty Bank right there. But barring the IT, rest of the sectors all positive, and I've given you all the further details as well. With that, viewers, we'll wrap it up at that. Good day and a great weekend ahead to all of you. And we'll be back, like Shell said, on Tuesday to get you all the action from the market. Stay tuned.
No end to water crisis in the national capital.